Now I am going to explain you how do you compensate. What are the different methods? Methods for temperature compensation in strain gauge. Okay, I'm not going to explain you the another, that is differential expansion. How do you compensate for it? Because that is very minimum. So I'm just going to explain you how do you compensate for temperature, okay, in a strain gauge. Okay, now there are various methods. I'll just list down the method. One is compensation or cancellation. Methods I'm listing. One is compensation, or you can even say it as cancellation of temperature. Compensate for the temperature or cancel the temperature. Second method is self compensation. There are various methods to compensate. I'm just listing. First is compensation or cancellation of the temperature. Oh, I'll explain you what does it mean. How do you compensate or cancel the temperature, and what are the means by which you compensate for the temperature. Second is self compensation. Another is, last one is use of external circuit. You can write external control circuit. So I've just listed down three methods. Can anyone repeat it for me? What are the three methods to compensate for temperature in strain gauges? Can anyone? Can anyone? I would like to hear from you. Anyone?
Compensation or cancellation, self-compensation, use of external control circuit.
What's your name, beta?
Shoaib.
Shoaib. Only Shoaib is responding. So I want every one of you to respond. I'll not be asking Shoaib next time. This is not a one-way lecture, beta. See, if I am going to ask you how is the weather in your city, you will be responding very positively because you'll enjoy that thing. So I just feel that you should enjoy the lectures also, because it is high time that we enjoy the lectures. That is the reason I am not showing my face also to you, so that you enjoy the lecture. Okay. So I'm just going to explain you the first method. Okay. Compensation or cancellation. So how do you compensate for temperature? First method, I've just drawn a simple diagram for you so that things are very easy for you. So I'll just write it here also if you need. Compensation, or you can even say cancellation. Okay. Now, just look at this thing. This is a cantilever. Just look at this thing, what I'm doing. This is a cantilever beam. You all have seen cantilever beam. Okay. Now, there is a strain gauge. You can see a wire here. Okay. There is a strain gauge. I can put its name as SG1. Okay. There is a strain gauge 1 which is installed on this cantilever beam. Now, this is the fixed part. The cantilever beam is fixed to the wall. You can say this is my wall. Okay. This strain gauge 1 is having some internal resistance R1. Okay. Now, there is some force. You can see there is some force, right? There is some force acting on this cantilever beam, and we already know whenever there is force acting, there will be stress, and whenever there is stress, there will be some kind of a strain, and this will lead to change in resistance. Okay, we already know. Now, what I'm saying, suppose this cantilever beam is subjected. This cantilever beam is subjected to change in temperature, to temperature variation. Okay, or it is subjected in an environment which is having some kind of temperature variation. Okay, so this temperature variation will lead to interference input or modifying input. Okay, which will can anyone say what will it do? This interference input or modifying input will do what? It will, can anyone let me know? This interference input or modifying input will do what? It will
Change in resistance.
it will lead to resistance change, R change. Simple. Now, so I am taking a system. Now, what I am doing? Just look at this thing. What I am doing, I am using a Wheatstone bridge. Okay. What is the function of Wheatstone bridge? If you remember, I'll just revise it for you. When the Wheatstone bridge is initially balanced, suppose initially there is no temperature variation. So what I'm doing, you can see there is one strain gauge. There is another strain gauge. This is strain gauge 2. It is also kept on some kind of a, you can say, it is kept on a, you can say, a plate, okay, or on a surface, okay, right? And this strain gauge, what I'm saying, this strain gauge is kept on a plate or a surface which is in the same environment as that of the cantilever beam. So plate and surface and cantilever beam are having the same environment. I'll just put it for you. Surface and cantilever beam are in same environment. Okay, so when they are in same environment, whenever there is temperature effect on first strain, okay, whenever there is temperature effect on first system, okay, SG1, okay, the temperature effect will also be there on SG2. Now this all resistance are connected. You can see SG1 matlab R1 R2 are connect, and you can see there is R3, and you can even see there is R4. This all things are connected. Just give me a second so that I can highlight, use my highlighter. You can see R1, R2, R3, R4, all these are connected to a Wheatstone bridge. You can see this is my Wheatstone bridge. One second. What you can see here is all these 4 resistance are connected to a Wheatstone bridge. Okay? Okay for everyone? Now, suppose initially there is no temperature variation. When there will be no temperature variation, suppose this is my Wheatstone bridge. So what I'm saying, this is R1, this is R2. I'm just giving the name. This is R3 and this is R4. I am, see, for Wheatstone bridge to work, we have to provide some input voltage. So there is some battery. And when we provide input voltage across some resistance, okay, we have to measure it across another system. So I am connecting R1, you can see this terminal and this terminal we are using to supply the input voltage. So input voltage will be there in the system, and across this 2 terminal, I am measuring the output voltage. Okay, so this is my output voltage. So initially, when there is no temperature variation, the bridge will be balanced. This is the function of a Wheatstone bridge, if you remember. So the bridge will be balanced. So if the bridge will be balanced, you can write it in either way. R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4, but you can even write it R1 by R3. Okay, because you are measuring across R3, and you can see you are measuring across this 2 terminal. You can write this terminal, suppose 1 dash 1 dash. So if you are measuring it across 1 dash 1 dash, and suppose this 2 is 2 dash 2 dash, so you are supplying some input voltage across 2 dash, and you are measuring your output across 1 dash and 1 dash. Okay, so what do you need to write? You will write your bridge is balanced like R1 by, you will write R1 by R3 across which you measure. Okay, that will be in division to the input signal. So R1 by R3 will be equal to R2 by R4. So initially when the bridge is balanced, what do we get? We get R1 by R3 is equal to R2 by R4. Is everyone clear with this? Be vocal, speak out. I want you to
Yes,
answer.
sir.
I want every one of you to answer. I am giving you the authority. Is everyone clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Is everyone clear? Everyone, Sufyan, Naushad?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we have got, R1 by R3 is equal to R2 by R4. Now, what I'm saying, I already told you both are in the same environment. Okay. So now suppose due to temperature compensation, okay, due to temperature compensation, just give me a second here. This is difficult, but it's okay. I'll just use another different kind of a color for you. Now, so due to temperature compensation, suppose there is a temperature variation, sorry. So due to temperature variation, suppose this system is having some kind of change in temperature. It might be increasing, it might be decreasing. So there will be some interference of resistance, and that will lead to some change in resistance. Let that resistance be called as delta R1. Now, since we know that both the systems are kept in the same environment, so if there is some kind of temperature variation, there will be some kind of resistance change of the strain gauge. This resistance change is in the strain gauge, huh? Okay, so there will be some resistance change in the strain gauge. So similarly, we will also get some resistance change here also, just because the reason is because both the systems are kept in the same environment. So what I'm saying, if there is temperature variation, for temperature variation, okay, what I'm saying, initially R is changing to R1 plus delta R1, and R2 is changing to R2 plus delta R2, and both are in the same environment. Okay, so both are in the same environment, which will lead to change in resistance of both, because both are going to experience temperature variation. Okay, so that will also lead to change in resistance. Now what we will do, now since this is happening again, what we will do, R1, if you remember, R1 by R3 was equal to R2 by R4. Now what is happening, this will change. Okay, this value will change. Okay, now this value is changing. Again, the Wheatstone bridge should balance each other. Okay, so now if the Wheatstone bridge is balancing, what we can do, we can just try to simplify. What we will write, R1 by R3. Just keep on seeing what I'm doing. You will be able to understand it. You don't have to worry about many things. Okay. So what I'm saying, if I try to simplify, R1 by R3 plus delta R1 by R3 will be equal to R2 by R4 plus delta R2 by R4. Now we know that, we already know that R1 by R3 was initially equal to R2 by R4. So this both will cancel out. Okay, so this terms will cancel out. What will remain is, delta R1 by R3 will be equal to delta R2 by R4. Now I would like to hear it from you. How can be delta R1 equal to delta R2? If I want, I'm just putting the question. If I want delta R1 to be equal to delta R2, how is it possible? How can delta R1 be equal to delta R2? Can anyone let me know?
The resistance changes in same environment.
डिपेंड करेगा, उस पे नहीं डिपेंड करेगा. वो तो रेजिस्टेंस चेंज हो रहा, कितना हो रहा, अगर मुझे इक्वल चाहिए, रेजिस्टेंस चेंज सेम एनवायरनमेंट में रहेगा, वो तो
टेम्परेचर पे डिपेंड है सर.
एक और चीज है, इस R3 R4 अगर देखो ना, ऊपर लिखा है, if R3 and R4 is equal, automatically delta R1 will be equal to what?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Delta R2. Now I will explain you more part of this setup. There will be two resistance. Now I have not told you what will this resistance be like. Both resistance should be equal. Okay, R3 and R4 should be equal. Initially they should be kept equal. R1 and R2 are not kept equal. Okay, R1 and R2 can have their own resistance. What is important, this bridge will automatically balance, but even before balancing, there is something which is actually required, that R3 and R4 both should be equal and constant. Okay, if they are not constant, if they are varying, then there will be an issue. So what we want, R3 and R4 to be constant. Okay, and they should be constant as well as they should be equal. If they are also varying, then there will be an issue. Okay, so what do we want? We want both the resistance to be constant and equal. So what I'm saying, if we want delta R1 is equal to delta R2, then R3 and R4 should be constant and equal. This is the thing that I wanted to tell you at the start, but I have not told you just for a specific reason, so that you don't ratify. Okay, if R3 and R4, matlab whatever you are going to use in the bridge circuit, one resistance is, okay, active strain gauge. This is called as active strain gauge resistance. This part is called as dummy strain gauge resistance. Okay, there is one dummy strain gauge and there is one active strain gauge resistance, and there are two resistance which are constant, so if this is the case, then delta R1 will be equal to what? Delta R2. Now if there is some kind of a temperature variation, what I'm saying, if there is some kind of a temperature variation, what is automatically happening? This active strain gauge resistance and dummy strain gauge resistance, whatever is the temperature variation, if these two values are kept constant, automatically these two will cancel out each other. Please remember, if we want these two signals to cancel out each other, what do we want? We want these two to be constant. Okay, I hope everyone is getting. So automatically, whatever is the change due to temperature, okay, on the active strain gauge, that will be automatically compensated with the change in resistance on the dummy strain gauge, and this will lead to no resistance. Okay, this will lead to no resistance change due to what? Can anyone let me know? This will lead to no resistance change due to anyone? If delta R1 is equal to delta R2, then there will be no resistance change due to
Temperature.
Thank you. So there will be no resistance change due to temperature. So what I have done, I have done some kind of a compensation. Okay. So this is known as compensation, or you can even say it as cancellation. So I have explained you this thing. Is everyone